In a quiet town called Maplewood, there was an old well at the edge of the fields. Nobody used it anymore because it was said to be haunted. The locals called it the Whispering Well. Long ago, a little girl named Emma had fallen into it and died. Since then, people said the well whispered at night, calling out for help. Children were warned never to go near it, especially after sunset. But, as always, someone didn't listen. A boy named Ethan Miller, 16 years old, had just moved to Maplewood with his mother, Susan Miller. His father, David Miller, had passed away, and Susan wanted a quiet life in the countryside. They rented a small house near the fields. Ethan loved exploring new places. On his second day, he met some local boys near Lincoln High School. They played baseball together and became friends quickly. While walking home, one of them, Mike Carter, pointed to the far corner of the fields and said, "See that old stone wall? That's the Whispering Well. Don't go near it." "Why?" Ethan asked. "Because the spirit of a little girl lives there. People say she pulls you down if you lean over the edge." Ethan laughed. "Ghosts aren't real." Mike looked serious. "You'll believe it if you hear her voice." A few days later, the boys gathered again after school. They were talking about ghost stories, and Mike said, "I bet none of you can go near the well at midnight." Everyone fell silent. Ethan smirked. "I can do that." The others gasped. "Don't be stupid," one of them said. But Ethan liked challenges. "Fine," he said. "Tomorrow night, I'll go there and record a video to prove it's just an old well." They all agreed to meet near the oak tree at Jefferson Field at 11:45 p.m. The next night, the town was silent. The moon was hidden behind clouds, and the air felt heavy. Ethan told his mother he was going to Mike's house for a group study session. He took his phone and a flashlight and left. His friends were waiting near the oak tree. "Are you sure about this?" Mike asked. Ethan smiled confidently. "Wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes. He walked toward the well alone. The grass was wet, and the wind blew gently. As he got closer, he saw the stone wall, covered in moss and cracks. The well itself looked deep and black, as if it had no bottom. Ethan turned on his flashlight and started recording. "This is Ethan Miller. It's midnight, and I'm at the so-called haunted Whispering Well in Maplewood. Let's see if it really whispers." He leaned over the edge and shouted, "Hello! Anybody there?" His voice echoed, and then there was silence. He laughed. "See? Nothing." But just as he turned to leave, he heard something. A faint whisper. "Help me." He froze. The sound came from the well. He thought maybe it was the wind. "Nice try," he said loudly, thinking his friends were playing a prank. "Mike, stop hiding." But no one answered. The whisper came again, clearer now. "Please, help me." Ethan shined his torch inside the well. The beam of light went down but revealed nothing. Just darkness. Then suddenly something moved in the water below. A pale hand reaching upward. Ethan dropped his phone in shock. It fell into the well with a splash. Heart pounding, he stumbled backward and ran toward his friends. But when he reached the tree, no one was there. The next morning, Ethan woke up in his bed. He didn't remember how he got home. His mother said she found him sleeping near the front door at dawn. He checked his pocket. His phone was gone. It must still be in the well, he thought. At school, he met Mike. "Hey, why didn't you guys wait for me?" Mike looked confused. "What are you talking about? You never came last night." Ethan frowned. "What?" "I went there, alone." "You said you'd wait near the tree." Mike shook his head. "No, we didn't go." Everyone was scared. "We thought you canceled." Ethan felt dizzy. "But then who whispered my name?" Mike stared at him. "We didn't whisper anything." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He kept hearing the same whisper in his head. "Help me, help me." Around 3 a.m., he had a strange dream. He saw the well again, and inside it, a little girl was sitting in the water. Her hair was long and wet, her dress torn. She looked up and said, "Please pull me out." He tried to reach her, but she grabbed his hand and pulled him down. He woke up screaming, gasping for air. His bedsheet was wet, as if soaked with water. His mother came running. "What happened?" I saw her," he said, trembling. "Who?" "The girl in the well." His mother looked worried. "Ethan, stop thinking about that place. It's cursed." The next day, Ethan decided to go back to the well, in daylight this time. He wanted his phone back, and to prove it was just a bad dream, he reached the well around noon. The sunlight made everything look normal. Birds were flying, and the wind was warm. He tied a rope to a nearby tree and slowly leaned inside. "If I can see my phone, I'll use a hook to pull it up," he muttered. Suddenly, he heard a child's laughter echoing from inside the well. He looked down quickly. And there, floating on the water, was his phone. The screen was glowing even though it should have been dead. He climbed down halfway and grabbed it. When he turned it on, the video he had recorded last night started playing automatically. At first, it showed him talking near the well. Then the camera shook and fell. But before the video ended, a small pale face appeared in the frame, looking directly into the camera, eyes white and empty. Ethan screamed and climbed out as fast as he could. He ran home, panting, and locked the door. That night, he heard the whisper again. "Why did you leave me?" He turned on the lights. The voice came from the corner of the room. He looked and saw a wet footprint on the floor. Then another. They led to his bed. He backed away, heart pounding. Suddenly, water started dripping from the ceiling. He looked up, but it wasn't water. It was black liquid, thick and cold. He shouted for his mother. When Susan entered the room, the footprints vanished. "Ethan, what's going on?" He just stared at her, terrified. The next morning, he went to town hall to ask about the history of the Whispering Well. An old clerk named Mr. Thompson pulled out a dusty record book. He said this well was closed off 30 years ago. A girl named Emma fell inside while playing. Her body was never found. Her father, Robert Green, tried to rescue her but disappeared too. Since then, people say both of them haunt that well. Ethan felt chills run through his spine. "But I saw only the girl," Mr. Thompson said. "Some say she calls for help, and her father drags down anyone who answers." That evening, a storm rolled over Maplewood. Thunder echoed across the fields. Ethan sat in his room, clutching his phone. The screen flickered on by itself. The same video started playing again, but this time, the girl's voice whispered, "Come back, please." The image changed. Now it showed the well in real time even though he wasn't there. Rain poured into it, and in the water 2 shapes floated, a man and a girl. The phone screen went black. Then came a knock on the window. Ethan turned slowly. Outside, in the rain, stood the little girl. Her hair clung to her face. Her lips were blue. Her eyes empty. Behind her stood a tall shadow. "The man," she smiled faintly. "You promised to help me." Ethan tried to scream, but no sound came. The glass shattered, and a rush of cold wind filled the room. When Susan ran in, Ethan was gone. Only muddy footprints led toward the forest. Weeks later, the townspeople noticed strange things. Every night, water bubbled up from the ground near the Whispering Well. Some people heard a boy's voice crying for help. Others saw 2 shadows standing beside the well under the moonlight. One small, one tall. The Maplewood Police Department sealed off the area, but locals still said that on rainy nights, you could hear whispers near the well saying, "Come back. Ethan, come back."